Hello, students. In today's class, let us discuss about the appointment of a company secretary, duties, liabilities of a company secretary in practice, rights, restrictions, functions of a company secretary. First, let us have a detailed discussion of company secretary, appointment of company secretary. According to section 224 of the Companies Act 2013, company secretary or secretary is defined as company secretary means a company secretary as defined in clause C of subsection 1 of section 2 of the Company Secretaries Act 1980, who is appointed by company to perform the functions of a company secretary under the Act. According to section 2(1)(c) of Company Secretary Act 1980, company secretary is defined as a person who is the member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. In simple words, company secretary can be defined as a person who can represent the company, private or public, before any quasi-judicial body in relation to any legal dispute or litigation. He is a very important managerial personnel of the company who performs different administrative and ministerial functions. Every company has to appoint a full-time or whole-time secretary who is a member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India, ICSI. Appointment of company secretary. According to section 203, along with the rule 8 of companies, appointment and remuneration of managerial personnel, rules 2014, every listed company and other public company which having a paid up capital of 10 crores or more shall appoint a whole-time key managerial person, which includes a company secretary. In addition to this, on 9th June 2014, the Rule 8A inserted by notification, a company other than a company covered under Rule 8, which has a paid up share capital of 5 crores or more, shall have a whole-time company secretary. Based on the above notification, the appointment of a company secretary becomes mandatory for the following companies: every listed company, every unlisted public company having paid up share capital of 5 crores or more, every private company having paid up share capital of 5 crores or more. Some other conditions related to appointment of company secretary include, as per section 203(2), whole-time secretary of a company must be appointed like other managerial persons through resolution of the board, which contains terms and conditions of appointment as well as remuneration. As per section 203(3), a whole-time secretary of company shall not hold office in more than one company except in its subsidiary company at the same time. As per section 203(4), if the office of a whole-time secretary is vacated, such vacancy period shall be filled by the board in a board meeting within 6 months from the date of vacancy. A penalty will be imposed on the companies which break the provisions of section 203(1), 2, 3 and 4. Such a company is punishable with a fine of 1 lakh rupees, which may extend up to 5 lakhs. In addition to this, every director and other key managerial persons are also punishable with rupees 50,000. However, if the contravention still continues after charging the fine, then 1,000 rupees will be charged on daily basis from the starting date of contravention of provisions. The basic procedure to appoint a company secretary is as follows. to conduct a board meeting after giving the notice to the directors for discussing the appointment of company secretary, obtain the consent of the person who is going to be appointed as company secretary. The consent should be in written form. Inform about the appointment of secretary to the stock exchange in which the shares of company are listed. It should be informed on the date of board meeting, but before starting the board meeting. Inform to the stock exchange about the decision made in the board meeting within 15 minutes after the board meeting. Filling of DIR 12 form with the concerned register of the companies within 30 days from the date of appointment. Filling of MGT 14 within 30 days of passing the board resolution. Now let us discuss about the duties and liabilities of a company secretary. The duties can be classified into two types, general and statutory. In general duties, the company secretary has to perform the activities to follow the company's rules and regulations, to conduct all kinds of company meetings, to maintain minutes of meetings, to issue all necessary notices to members of company, to conduct correspondence with shareholders, to make transfers and forfeitures, to act as an in charge of company's books like registers, share ledgers, transfer books, etc., to file all necessary returns with the register of companies, to certify documents like certificate of incorporation, memorandum and articles of association, to ensure that board decisions are properly communicated. Coming to the statutory duties, to provide guidance to the directors of company collectively or individually, to obtain approval from government, board meetings and other authorities, to attend board meetings, committee and general meetings and maintain minutes of meetings, to convey the minutes of meetings, to provide assistance to the board, to guide board in ensuring good corporate governance, to handle new duties assigned by board from time to time, to make statutory declaration for receiving certificate of commencement of business, to sign the documents and proceedings which require authentication, to deliver registration of allotment to the registrar, to give notice to the registrar for increase of company's share capital, to deliver certificate of allotment of shares within 2 months after transfer. Coming to the liabilities, again these liabilities are classified into statutory liabilities, contractual liabilities. Statutory liabilities. According to the Companies Act 2013, following matters are considered as the statutory liabilities of a company secretary. Default in filing returns as to allotment. As per section 39(5), company secretary is liable for a punishment if a default is made in filing the returns as to allotment of shares within the prescribed time. Default in the preparation of shares or debenture certificates. In case of subscribers to the memorandum, it shall be delivered within 2 months from the date of incorporation. In case of allotment of any shares, it shall be delivered within 2 months from the date of allotment. In case of transfer or transmission of securities, it shall be delivered within 1 month. In case of allotment of debentures, it shall be delivered within 6 months from the date of allotment. Default regarding register of members or debenture holders, etc. As per section 88, if company secretary is in default and fails regarding register of members or debenture holders, etc., he is punishable within a fine of not less than 50,000 rupees, which can be further extended up to 3 lakhs, and amount of 1,000 will be charged per day if the default continues even after the prescribed time. Default in filing of particulars regarding charges. As per section 86, if a default is made while filing with the registrar regarding the particulars of any charge which is created by the company, then every officer, including company secretary, who is involved in such default will be punishable. Default regarding the publication of name of company. As per section 12, if a default is made regarding the publication of company's name in getting the name and address of the registered office, in such situation, if the company secretary is involved in such defaults, he is punishable with a fine of 1000 rupees for each day of default. The fine will be further extended to 1 lakh rupees. Default in filing of annual returns. As per section 92, if secretary fails to file the annual returns of the company, then is liable to pay a fine of 50,000 and it can be extended up to 5 lakhs if it continues further. Default in holding annual general meeting. As per section 99, if a default is made by secretary in case of holding annual general meeting, then is liable to pay a fine of 1 lakh rupees, which is extended to rupees 5,000 for each day of default. Default in circulation of members' resolutions. As per section 111, if a default is made in circulating the resolution of members for which they have given notice to the company, then secretary is liable to pay a fine of 25,000 rupees. Default in registering certain resolutions and agreements. As per section 117, if a secretary is involved in default of registering certain resolutions and agreements, then is liable to pay a fine of 50,000 rupees and it can be extended up to 5 lakh rupees. Default in recording the minutes of meeting. As per section 118, if a default is made by the secretary or any other officer in recording the minutes of general meetings and board meetings, then they are liable to pay a fine of rupees 5,000. Contractual liabilities. He has to carry out the orders based on the powers given to him by the board. He should treat his personal life separately from professional life. He is liable for the secret profit made by him by using his position as secretary. He is liable for any loss or damage caused by the company because of his misconduct or negligence. He is liable for any activity which is done by him beyond his authority. He is liable for any fraud committed during the course of his employment. He is liable to disclose the information relating to the loss suffered by company due to the disclosure of any secret information. Liable for the fraud which is committed due to his wrong guidance or assistance. A firm to company secretaries can practice the designation of secretary based on following provisions. Firms practice the designation of secretary. Trade or firm name to be required for council's approval. According to the provisions of Regulation 169, following points are to be considered. Any company secretary cannot practice under any name or style other than his own except with the prior approval of the council of the company. Secretary in practice is not a partner of a firm or company secretaries. No firm of company secretaries in practice shall practice under any name or style except with the previous approval of the council. Council may refuse the approval if the same or similar name is already used by company secretary in practice. Name is undesirable in the opinion of council. Constitution of reconstitution of firm to require council's approval. According to Regulation 170, following provisions are available. Except with the prior approval of the council, no firm of company secretary shall be constituted or reconstituted. The council is not to authorize the approval for the constitution or reconstitution of a firm unless it is proved that anything related to practice of company secretary designation involves any misconduct or breaching of terms and conditions. Firm having more than one office. The provisions of Section 37(1) of the Company Secretaries Act 1980 provide permit to a company secretary in practice or a firm of such secretary to have more than one office in India. In that company, there should be a member of ICSI in separate charge of each such office of the company. List of all such offices should be reported to the council. Particulars of the office should be submitted in prescribed form within 3 months from the date of commencement of practice. As per Regulation 167, each member who is in practice should have a place of business in India. Areas of practice for a company secretary in practice. According to Section 2C of the Company Secretaries Act 1980, following areas of practice are applicable for a company secretary in practice: to become responsible in the profession of company secretary, to perform services in relation to company's promotion, formation, incorporation, amalgamation, reconstruction or winding up, to perform services like to authorize representative of company, agent of share transfer, issue house, broker of shares or stocks, or secretarial auditor, to render services as in the opinion of counsel or may be tendered by a company secretary in practice. Issue of certificate of practice. According to Section 6 of the Company Secretaries Act 1980, only the member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India, whether in India or elsewhere, is entitled to practice the designation of company secretary if he obtained the certificate of practice from the council. The interested member of ICSI can file an application in prescribed form with prescribed fee. However, the prescribed fee need to be paid on or before 1st April each year. In addition to this, as per Regulation 10(2) of Company Secretaries Regulations 1982, Council can issue certificate to such member in appropriate form. Cancellation of certificate of practice. Certificate will be cancelled as per the Regulation 11 of the Company Secretary Regulations 1982. When certificate holder name is removed from register of members, when council identifies that the certificate is issued by mistake, when member is ceased to be in practice, when member fails to pay the fee of annual certificate on or before 30th June of that year. Restoration of certificate of practice. According to Regulation 14, a member whose certificate is cancelled can apply for restoration only if he is eligible for such restoration. Rights, restrictions, functions and roles of company secretary. Rights: right to sign official documents, right to indemnify all losses suffered by him to the board while discharging his duties, right to supervise and control secretarial department of the company, right to issue share certificate of the company, right to perform all activities under various acts. Restrictions: he should not call meetings with the third parties, he should not transfer shares without the approval of board of directors, he should not borrow money from others on the name of company, he should not enter in any contract on behalf of company without the approval of board, he should not acknowledge a debt against company. Functions: to ensure that company complies with applicable secretarial standards, to provide a report to board, to provide necessary assistance to the directors for discharging their duties, to obtain approval from the board, government and general meeting, to discharge other duties may be prescribed by the company board. Role as officer of the company, role as key managerial personnel, role as coordinator, role as administrative officer, role as an agent, role as a professional person, role as person in a fiduciary position. A company secretary plays a role of person standing in fiduciary position. Therefore, he is liable or responsible to account the company if he receives any secret profit. Thank you.